Welcome to another episode of OS First Timer. In this episode, we will be trying out Visopsis 0.7.3, released on the 30th of January 2014. The development of Visopsis began in late 1997 and has been developed primarily by a hobbyist programmer named Andy McLaughlin. It's got full multitasking, a pretty bare C library, and a few default applications. Its goal is to grab some of the best features from other operating systems, as well as introduce some new features while avoiding annoying elements we find in other operating systems. It's not aiming to be the best or even a popular operating system. The developer states that it is not anywhere near as good as Linux, or even SkyOS for that matter, which we have previously tried on OS First Timer. Although Visopsis isn't too useful for the average computer user, it's free and has a copy of the source code available. It's also got a great partition manager called Partition Logic that has been mentioned in a PC Advisor article called 5 of the Best Partition Managers.
Sounds interesting. Let's check it out.
What do you think of just the desktop? How does it look?
Blue looks very pretty with the shell there.
Now, do you get the reference to the shell?
Not really. Command window.
Yeah, a command window is often like, you know, the command shell, the shell, like the where you type
okay.
stuff in. That's where that's coming from.
Oh, okay. I like it. What's it called again?
Visopsis.
Can't even pronounce it. How am I going to do this one?
Well, what you've got to do is you've got to think. It stands for Visual Operating System. Vis for visual, op for operating, and sys for system.
Okay.
Vis, op, sys.
Okay.
So that's how you say it, Visopsis. So your first task is, what time is it?
Visually, I can't see any time down here, so I don't know what it's done with it, the clock. Command window programs. I wonder if they've put the clock in the programs. They've got a calculator. Oh, I'm going to be able to do that task. Screenshot mines. No. Administration.
Now, what have you noticed straight off the bat about desktop icons and what you usually do with them?
Well, I noticed that I only had to click once as opposed to double click, which is pretty good actually because it saves a click.
That's one of the features that they've done to save time. So when they said they like cherry pick other operating systems and remove the annoyances, that's an annoyance, having to double click a desktop icon.
Well, it is, because sometimes you think you've double clicked when you've only clicked once and then you have to double click again. Whoever invented the double click? Why not just click once anyway?
I don't know, it's always been.
Yeah, if you want to go into something, what's it trying to do? You go to it and you think, oh, I don't really want to go into it, so I haven't double clicked, so that's okay.
Yeah.
So does it give you the opportunity to change your mind after the first click?
Like, okay,
What
yeah,
is
like
this
Windows
double click?
8, for example, yeah, you have to double click the icons.
I mean, you've selected the thing, you've already made your mind you want to go into it, just click once.
What if you just want to click but then drag it somewhere? Because
Okay.
sometimes people click on something, an icon on the desktop, then they're like, okay, click and drag
how
somewhere.
often do you need to drag things places, you know? More often than not, you're going to go to it to open it up. So maybe double click when you want to drag at something, somewhere, because that's something that you
'cause
do
you open
less
it, yeah,
often
okay.
than opening it up.
Yeah, but
it?
you can also right click usually in Windows 8 to do stuff like rename
Yeah.
and stuff if
Yeah.
you wanted to change the
Yeah.
properties.
Okay, well, I can see its point where it's gotten the good part of it, you know, another operating and got rid of the annoyances.
Yeah,
I
and this
get
is written
that.
from scratch. It's not Linux,
Yeah.
Mac, it's not a distro or anything.
Yeah, I
this
get
is
that.
someone made it from scratch as a hobby.
Yeah, well, I like the single click. I
Okay.
get it. Okay, the only problem is it doesn't have a clock on it.
Well, it does have a clock on it, it's just accessed in a different way.
Do I click? Is it really sort of like invisible and I just click on it once?
Well, I'll give you a
No.
clue. If the clock was on the screen,
Yeah.
it by default would go to that position you just looked at.
Yeah, but it's not there.
So how would you get a clock to pop up?
Well, I'm going to go to this. No, nothing's happening there.
So when you clicked on the word window, nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
The purpose of the word window is something I'll get you to find out later.
Now it just has all these weird things
That's
that
a
I don't
disk,
need.
floppy disk, and your actual hard drive. That's like a file browser where you put all your documents and stuff. This is where you type in commands to find out certain information or open programs.
Okay, well, where is the clock?
Usually
Unknown command.
you have to type in something specific.
Clock?
We'll try it. Did that work?
No.
Oh, that's a shame, isn't it?
Oh, it did! It did! This is great! Okay, well, didn't have to say, where is the clock? Just, come on, clock.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So what time is it now after you've done that?
It's 5:15 on Sunday, March the 16th.
Okay. There was another way to do that. If you didn't want to open the command terminal or anything like that, you could have gone to administration. Within that, clicked on display settings, and then a little thing here says show clock on the desktop. And you could have ticked that.
You know what? That should have been already ticked, because I think most people
Yeah.
like a clock on their desktop.
Yeah. So, did you notice as soon as I closed the command window, the clock disappeared? See?
Right, yes.
So what you'd want to do to keep it there permanently is click show a clock on the desktop, click OK, and now it's on the desktop permanently.
Okay, fine. No, I didn't just read the time, I created a clock to tell the time.
Okay, can you now write, save and open a text document? And
Okay.
delete it at the end, I forgot about that.
This will be interesting.
It's funny to see the people who copy our videos.
We're doing an OS series with my mum. She'll be testing out different OSs.
And you see on YouTube, they're copying us word for word. It's like, you see like 8-year-olds with their mums, what time is it? And then the next task, can you write, open, save and delete? Oh, whoops, that's not right. Can you write, save, open and delete a text document?
The next task is write, save and open a text document.
They're using word for word, and if they don't use my word for word, what tasks we do, they'll be like, oh, whoops.
What is it? How does it go?
Yeah, how does it go again? How do I copy him right?
Are we that famous that people are actually copying us now? Wow.
So what do you think of Windows 8?
I like it. I like the bright colours and it's different. Takes a bit of getting used to.
Okay, the only problem is I can't find anything that looks like an office or a notepad.
Are you serious?
Yeah, well,
I want you to look through each one.
oh, look at that. Look,
You can click
you
and
can
drag.
click and drag. See?
Yep.
So we don't need this double click thing anyway. Okay, text editor. Actually, here
Yep.
it was there.
And now, what do you like about the name of it? What's it called? A text editor.
Exactly what you're going to do.
What was the calculator called?
A calculator. Yeah, well, I like that. The only problem is it doesn't have one of those flashy cursors. It's got just a little blue rectangle.
So that's confusing you.
I don't like that.
That looks like the size of a typical text character. So that's probably like clicking at an exact location of where a text character would be. See? That's about the space of one. Say that was P-O-G. There we go.
There we go. I'm creating a text document. Whoa, done. Oh, and it's gone.
See, maybe you shouldn't have done it that fast because now you've got to do another one.
Oh no.
What did you press that
I don't
closed
know.
it?
I just typing away. There we go. Done.
Okay.
Now, to save this, I'm going to click File, Save.
Now, where are you going to save it?
Well, it wants to know what, first of all, it is.
Yep.
We're titled now. Okay.
Okay, there we go. Now you've saved it. Now can you quit it and open it from the actual file viewer?
Well, I'm assuming it is in the file browser because I just created
Yep.
a file. I wonder if I saved it in the... Oh, no, wait a sec.
What?
Oh, no, it's gone. Wait a sec, I'm done.
You
So used to double
So you're still double.
clicking,
I do that a lot with this one. When I was testing it myself, I
Look,
kept double clicking.
titled.
Yep.
Text.
Yep.
There we go. It's
There
there.
we go.
Done.
Now it told you exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And it's saying, yep, this is a text document. See the word text there straight away.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay, quit. So your next task is to calculate 4 times 1.
Seriously?
Okay. 4 times a million. Divided by 864.
4 times a million. 4 million. I mean, it's not that hard.
Okay, fine. 58
Yeah.
divided by 3.
There we
Right.
go.
Quit that. Now, just with the naming of all of these, could you look at all of these programs and know exactly what they do without opening them? So this one...
I wouldn't know what that does without opening it, and to tell the truth, I wouldn't want to know what that does.
Let me give you a clue. What was a famous game back in the 90s?
Oh, not Snakes and Ladders.
No!
What?
Snake. You know, the snake gets bigger and bigger and bigger as it eats things?
I never played that game.
Well, double click it and have a go.
Double click?
Oh, actually, no, just single click it.
Oh, no.
So you get it? So you've got to
Kidding me.
use the arrow keys to try and get the yellow thing. And then slowly, as you eat them, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So just
Oh,
have a
you're
little go.
kidding.
And then you're trying to get, like, it as big as possible or the highest score. But the thing is, eventually, you'll die because your snake will
no.
hit itself. What do you think? Is it tricky?
Well, it's tricky with the little
Yeah, that's
arrow
what I've
thing on
always... That's what I've always said.
there. Oh, no!
You die.
Oh, okay.
But it's because you were using these arrow keys, right?
Yeah,
You're
I
blaming
know.
the arrow keys?
Yep, blaming the arrow keys. And mines, don't tell me that's like Minecraft and stuff, is it?
Can I just say, every time you see the same like kind of program on an operating system, like Mines, you always say Minecraft. It is not Minecraft. Have a look at it.
Well, what is it then?
We'll double click it. We'll click it.
Windows has poisoned us in relation to the double click. What is with the double click? Who invented the double click? I mean, seriously, just click it if you want it. It's like, I guess it goes with the theme, are you sure you want to quit? So after you've done the single click, are you sure you want to take that extra step and do the next click?
Maybe they should add a feature where it's if you double click the turn off button in Windows, it just turns off rather than saying, are you sure?
Yeah, exactly. Because you'd think after the first click you'd be pretty damn sure about doing the second click.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So you get it?
No? Oh, I got the 2 ones.
No, this is saying, from the squares that are around this, 3 of these squares are bombs. And if you click it, you die. That one's saying, out of
4
the
of them.
4, so that means there's 6 around
So I
it.
was pretty lucky when I pressed the 4.
Yeah.
You're kidding.
So right now, 4... Oh, there we go, that was...
Oh, that
okay,
was a
so
good
there's
one.
not many... Oh. So do you know what? You definitely know that 1, 2, 3, one of those... I mean,
Oh, I
2 of
know
those
this
are
one's
a
a bomb. This one's
Yeah,
a bomb.
that would have...
That
so
has to
right
be
click
a
it.
bomb.
Yep. Okay, now keep going.
Oh, no, these 3 are bombs. So I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah, in
write-
fact, that is a bomb.
Yep, all those are bombs.
Wait, I don't know if that's how you're supposed to do it. Maybe you just avoid them, you don't click on them at all.
Okay. This is a bomb too. This definitely is... Oh, actually. Oh,
Well, those 2 are definitely bombs.
those 2 are bombs. Oh, those 3 have to be bombs.
Yeah.
How could I be so lucky?
You're very lucky.
I'm extremely lucky. Am I doing it right?
Well, if you've got a bomb, you'll see a bomb. You were so lucky. You're just random
I
clicking.
don't know whether I'm just lucky or whether we're
Well,
not interpreting
we know that
this game.
those 2 are bombs, because look, 2.
Yeah.
So those 2 were definitely bombs.
And these 3
Oh.
have to be bombs too. Oh,
Oh, you almost clicked right.
these 3 have to be bombs. That has to be a bomb because the
Yeah.
1111. Are we sure we're playing this correctly?
Yeah, well, I am. I wouldn't click that. You just saved yourself from it. You resized the window instead of clicking it.
Conclude that they're all bombs.
Okay,
now.
we'll just click just to see.
Really?
Yeah, it should show where the bombs were. Now move that game over away, so you're right about most of them.
Wow! I was really
You're a
lucky
good
in that
clicker.
game. How lucky is that? There really were bombs, and here I was thinking
Yeah.
that we'd interpreted
And look
it
how
wrong.
many there were. So.
I know. Wow.
But that's Minesweeper. You know Minesweeper, don't you?
Okay, yeah. I always get
From Windows,
Minesweeper
yeah.
in Minecraft. What I don't understand
Hmm.
is this. With an operating system, they put the essentials up there, right?
Hmm.
And obviously you can tailor it to your own needs and add things that you
Yep.
want or delete things. Why is it that Minesweeper is in everything? I mean, is it that essential?
It's even in Ubuntu from memory.
Is it that essential?
Well,
I mean, seriously, I can think of more essential things to have in an operating system than Minesweeper or Mines, or even Snake for that matter.
so does this have an internet browser?
Haven't found one yet.
So, in other words, Mines should be replaced with an internet browser, because an internet browser is more important than a game of Minesweeper.
Yeah, I do think that, yes.
Okay. Now, change the desktop background, then I want you to see if you can criticise anything about this operating system, then I'll try to criticise something. Well,
Okay.
I've got something in my head now already, but
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So change the desktop background.
I will go back to command. Oh, no. I could actually type desktop background change and maybe it'll do something,
Nah.
but I won't. Let's have a look. There's nothing in there talking about.
What does view do? Just out of interest, what do you think it
Oh,
does?
you're kidding me.
So it's a file, a picture viewer type thing.
Okay, but it's not a background changer. Okay.
And screenshot obviously takes a screenshot of your desktop.
Administration. It's got to be in here. Look, display settings. I'm assuming it's there. Background wallpaper choose. They all look the same to me.
No, that's just a preview, a default preview thing. See, that's the actual
okay.
real thing.
Well, instead of having that, they really should have a little image of what it is so that you don't have to click into it.
Yeah, to see everything.
To see what
now,
it
one thing
actually
I would
is.
also recommend
Oh, I
is
like that.
notice how it's got this border here, but
Yeah.
it doesn't use the whole
Yeah.
space, and like it's kind of just going, oh yeah, whatever. Like this
Yeah.
one, you know, it's taking up that much space.
Yeah, but the point
what
is,
it should
look,
do,
that's the one we got, and it's taking up
Yeah, I
the
know.
whole space.
but what it should do here is, if it's not going to use up everything and it's going to have
Just
these
have
big
it that
things,
small.
well, either stretch it, right?
Yeah.
Stretch it to fit the box,
Yeah.
or put it in the center so it's centered here rather than
Or-
have stuff on every side.
Just have, instead of that image, that same image, making you think you're choosing from the same thing named different names, actually put the little picture in there.
Okay, well,
That would be getting the best out of things,
yeah.
you know, because this is an annoyance as far as
Yeah.
I'm concerned. Okay, well, I like that one.
Okay, so
There we go.
There we go.
And that's quite pretty, actually. I do like that.
I want to talk about something that I don't like about this operating system.
Yes.
Just have a good look at these icons. Number one, look at the calculator icon. That looks like a realistic calculator, right? Like pretty much someone's taken a photo of a calculator,
Yeah.
put it sideways and then put it in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Then look at the calendar right next to it.
It's drawn.
A cartoon.
Yeah.
Then the next thing, it looks like a pretty good text editor icon, but it's now another like almost a photo. And then this is a photo and this is a photo. It's using like photos and then drawn things and then like the
You
shell.
want it to be all consistent.
Yeah, it's not very consistent. This shell is an actual real shell. The folder above it is a fake folder, a fake computer. Don't even know what that programs thing is there.
Yeah.
So it's using, half of it seems to be like photos that have been turned into icons and the other half is like
Drawn.
drawn kind of stuff. You see?
Yeah.
So that's one
Should
thing
be
I don't like
consistent,
about
you're
it.
right.
Another thing,
It looks like it's still in development almost, doesn't it?
well, it is
you
still in
did
development.
Well, there you go. That perhaps they're working on that.
But look at this. What do you think of this? This is like the minimize button. I don't know what you specifically call it in this operating system, but it's the equivalent of that. Now, where did they minimize to?
I wouldn't have a clue. You may as well say it's another X button. Just gets rid of them. Oh,
That's all your minimise
they're
stuff.
all in there.
Yeah.
But you have to click on it to see it, whereas they should really be in little...
Yeah. So not
bars
only
up
do you have
there.
to click on it to see it,
Yeah,
but if you wanted to access one of these, that's a click and then another click.
it is
So
too.
it's a two-click, so it's a two-step process
Whereas
to unminimize
if it
something.
minimised either down here or
Yeah.
something in a little bar,
Yeah.
oh, but you still have to click on the bar.
Yeah, of course. To unminimize something, you have to click on it. What do you just imagine
yeah,
it being
yeah.
unminimized
But
and then
this
it's suddenly
is two
unminimized?
clicks
Yeah.
to be able to see it and
Yeah.
then click on it. Whereas if
Yeah.
it was a bar, you just go straight to the bar,
Yeah.
click on it, you're in it.
And technically, if they didn't want to copy Windows, they could still think of another way. I don't know, like imagine maybe you minimize and maybe a little bubble, I don't know, bubbles appear on the top of the screen and your bubbles are your minimized programs. I don't know, and you click on a bubble and boom, you know? It's almost like it grabs a program and puts it in a bubble.
I don't know whether I'd want too many bubbles floating around on my screen.
Not floating. It's not like it's like minimized.
And
it's
you've got
like,
to catch it.
and then it pops around. It's like, oh, I need that program.
And
Click.
then you're chasing it all around
And then you
trying
pop
to catch
you
them.
pop the bubble and then you free the program. But I'm not saying it make the bubbles have physics. I'm just saying make bubbles appear at the top of the screen, almost like a Mac dock, but bubbles instead.
Okay,
You
I
know.
understand what you're saying, yeah. Yeah, good point.
Another thing I don't like is move a window a bit. Move it.
Oh, it goes see-through.
Now, this could be good and bad. What it's doing is it's not dragging the contents of the window. It's just drawing the borders of the window.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the good thing about this, let's say there's some information you wanted to copy from something, and you're like, oh, I just want to line this up so I can copy the information. You could go, okay, I don't want to cover up the names of these programs, so I'll just put it just below that, kind of thing. And then you can see, oh, what am I covering? It's hard to explain, but that's good. But then when you move programs, it can be a little bit disorientating. It's like, oh, wait, what program is this again? You know, it's just that...
Would you forget, do you have the memory of a fish whereby you've just clicked it and then, oh, what program was I what was I just doing?
It takes you out of the experience, in my opinion, to not draw the contents of a window as you move it.
Well, most of us don't have the memory of the fish, so therefore, if we're picking something up to move it, we've still remembered what it is when we've put it back there.
Okay.
And even as we're taking it to there, we can even make it bigger without it even...
Yeah, so that's sizing it as well.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you prefer it to, when you're sizing and moving windows around, wouldn't you prefer to see live? Like, for example...
the effect of what's happening.
What if you wanted to size it, just as an example, so that the icons, it's got 3, 3, 3. You'd be like this, you'd be like, okay, I could just drag this, and if it was doing the Windows contents, you could kind of see live, but because it's not doing it live, wait a sec. You're like, how many... So you've got to kind of guess and do it a few times.
Oh, well, makes you think.
But still, honestly, would you prefer it to show...
Oh, no, it doesn't even look. It just, the others disappear. They don't size them all down the... See?
That's a good point.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if I made it bigger... extra ones that we didn't even know about will start appearing.
No, I doubt it. No.
No. Okay. I'm worth a try.
What? What's so funny? I'm actually really wondering...
It just sounded really fun. Extra ones.
You're laughing at your own
I
joke.
was just thinking, what if extra ones really did appear, and even the developer thought, oh, where did they come from? Oh, don't worry about it. Okay.
That would have been a good, like, April Fool's prank for the developer.
Oh, that is really funny, actually.
Okay.
User manager. Is that for extraterrestrials?
No, that's actually, in case you didn't know, I recognise that from art. That is an image where God is touching man.
Really?
Yep.
Wow, I thought it was E.T. Phone Home.
What do you think about this operating system?
I think it's got some very good points. I mean, somebody's really thought when they've removed the double click and just had the single click. I mean, what's with the double click? Who introduced that anyway? It's just extra work unnecessarily. The only thing is, if they're so into saving a click,
Yeah, why have they done that?
Do we go there to access all the minimised things?
The words saving a click, that's come from me. I haven't read that on their website. What I have read is that they cherry pick the best features from other operating systems and remove the annoyances.
Well, double clicking is definitely an annoyance. And being asked, are you sure you wanted it? Are you sure?
But you're not being asked, are you sure?
I know, but I'm just saying.
In fact, I wonder if you go to shut down, I wonder if it'll say, are you sure you want to shut down?
That'll be interesting.
In this one.
Hopefully it doesn't.
Now, this is one of those hobby projects, as you know. Now, we've tested quite a few of these, like hobby OSs, where it's basically one person's developed it over like a decade or so. So you've tried out SymbiOS, which was that operating system that looks like Windows, that turns, one of those text-based little 80s computers into like what looks like quite a modern operating system.
Yeah.
Also, you've tried out SkyOS, which even the developer thinks SkyOS was better than his one, than this OS. Did you agree that SkyOS was better?
Try so many operating systems, I don't even remember what SkyOS was like.
Okay. And what about TempleOS?
Oh, I remember TempleOS.
Would you say this is better than TempleOS?
Yes, I would.
Because TempleOS was very confusing.
It was confusing, and I won't say any more about it,
It had some good ideas, and having like stuff like in Linux everything's a file, in TempleOS everything's a document, and you're having like your graphics in your source code and stuff, but still was a little odd in points.
Yeah.
So out of 10, what would you rate this operating system?
Okay, well obviously you can't give it a, top score, because there are definitely operating systems better than this. But hey, I think this guy Andy has got some good things here going. I mean, he's really thought about it. And I was able to get
Navigate
the clock.
it, yeah.
I was able to navigate, and I was even able to get the clock. I really didn't think that was going to work. I just typed clock for the sake of it, thinking this is what it should.
Yeah.
And yet it did it. So anyway, it would be a 5 out of 10. I mean, that's
Yep.
pretty high when you consider that, you know, somebody's made this operating system. Normally, this sort of an operating system would rate quite low, but I consider it's not too bad. But obviously, it doesn't compare with some of the top of the market ones now, like Windows.
But then again, I bet your rating would lower this one even more. Like, your rating of this would be even lower if you thought, okay, compare it to Ubuntu. Ubuntu has this big Ubuntu, like, app store type thing. The Ubuntu store where you get all these applications. Where's the app store in this? Where's the web browser in this?
Yeah, how come this doesn't have a web browser?
Well, it
We
might.
can get-
I'm just saying it doesn't have one because I
Network.
can't see one.
Maybe it does. Look, network. What's that? That looks like a world type thing, doesn't it? Ping. Is Ping a web browser?
Networking is not currently enabled.
Network devices.
So, yeah, you would set up your domain name and
So you
stuff.
can set up a
Well,
internet.
Not necessarily internet, because network can just mean connecting to your
But
router.
isn't a ping a connect?
A ping is checking how fast the connection is. So if you were to ping Google, you would see how long would it take for Google to reply to me if I...
Well, why don't
send
we
them a
do
message.
that searching thing? Where's that command thing? Command window. Here we are.
You can type help for a list of commands. So yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything to like browse the web or anything like that.
Okay, well,
So now,
I have to admit.
upon saying that, does that lower it a bit?
Well, yeah, I kind of assumed that we just didn't know where the internet browser was. I
What
didn't
about-
assume that it didn't come with one.
What about, now this is what I'm saying, an average user wouldn't use this, and when he's developed this, he's even said there's no point of it. People who would be interested in this is operating system enthusiasts and hobbyists.
What, to develop it, to put an internet browser in it? Well, that
Kind
would
of
be a
open
challenge.
source, you
That'd
could
be
try
a
and code it
challenge,
yourself.
yeah. So it's really for developers to
Yeah.
develop it more.
Yeah, but I'm not sure about its compatibility. I don't know if it's compatible with Windows, Linux or Mac programs. I doubt it is, but it might not be.
Okay, well, in that case, with it, thinking about all that,
All
yeah,
these things.
you kind of lower the score a little bit more. But
Because I mean, what would you prefer if you right now suddenly the whole world exploded and there was only one computer left in the whole world and we needed it to contact
To
or
save-
save us, or somehow save us? Would you prefer that last remaining computer in the world have Windows 95 on it or this? And what would you rate Windows 95 right now?
well, I have to say
Exactly.
Windows 95, yeah. But the only problem is, if it was the last computer, what's the point of the internet anyway?
Yeah, I know, because the internet's stored on computers. So maybe it's pre-planning. It's thinking, hey, you know what? If this was the last computer in the world, there would be no internet, so it doesn't really need an internet browser.
So I guess in the case where it's the only computer on Earth, and
Although
there's no
Windows
internet,
95 still has more
it's
programs.
still okay. It's pretty good then. Yeah.
Can you turn it off now?
Okay. This will be interesting. Command off. Shut down. Shut.
Okay.
down.
That doesn't work. Now, can I just say it's really easy?
Off. Okay. Well,
No.
off is very
Don't
easy.
type a command. There's a visual way to do it.
Programs. Administration. Wait a sec. Exit. Shut down. There we go. Oh, but
now,
then
do you
it
know what
gives
I don't like
lots
about
of
this?
things.
So, it's you click up
I
here.
selected shut down, but then I have to move
You've got
it down
log
here.
out,
Yes.
log out or shut down.
Yes.
Then as soon as you click shut down, it said, do I want to restart or shut down?
So it doesn't give you the option to reboot. You know what it should do?
Yeah.
It should say
Say,
log out,
yeah,
shut down,
done.
reboot.
Reboot,
And
rather
just
than, yeah.
once you've selected it, just do it.
Yeah.
Don't give me another choice.
Yeah.
Just damn well do it.
It's kind of like giving someone the option, like you're in a shop. What would you like to do? Would you like to buy this? Would you like to steal it? Or would you like to stealthily put it in your pocket?
What is that supposed to mean?
I don't know. I just lost. What? I don't know. I was trying to say, okay, it's like saying in a shop, would you like to buy an apple or a pear or a fruit? And then you go, oh, fruit. And then it's like, would you like a banana or an orange? And then you click orange. Like, it's an extra step that's not necessary. Just list, like, if you've only got 2 options, just list the last option up the top there.
I like the single click. I get that. You're getting rid of the unnecessary click, but come on, this is pretty unnecessary.
And
I mean,
another
just
thing,
shut down. When I say shut down, just shut down. I've selected it. I've already clicked exit. Now I've selected shut down. Don't give me the option to reboot it or shut down.
Yeah.
I want to shut down. So what's with this? I swear, it makes you think that it was made for the most indecisive of people. That okay, shut down.
There we
Here
go, and then it's shut down. Do you think for almost one person job, like he has gotten a little bit of
He's
help from
got
others,
good points. Okay, he's.
do you think he's done good?
It's not bad. It's not bad, but there's definitely room for improvement.
Yeah. Overall, it wasn't such a bad operating system. It was interesting to look at. Great for a hobby over the last 16 years. The things I would change about it is the showing the contents of the window. So when you're dragging a window around or resizing it, show the contents of it. With the whole programs thing, put the windows minimizing into little bubbles on the top of the screen. Don't make them come out of a menu.
Yes, because then there's an extra step, and what are we trying to do? We're trying to get rid of all these extra steps. And once we select exit,
Or
give the option
restart or reboot,
or reboot, whatever you want
Don't
to
say
call
shut
it.
down then.
Shut down, and what's the other one? Log off.
Yeah.
And once we click it, do it. Don't ask us again.
Yeah, it's like,
Just
do you want to
gets really
shut... Okay,
annoying.
exit, shut down. Do you want to restart or shut down? Shut down!
Yes.
You know?
Because by the end of it, you just want to end up getting the computer and chucking it off the balcony.
Yeah, and that'll shut it down.
Yes, that will shut it down. Might shut somebody else down too. But
See, that's violent. Okay, and the other thing was with the icons.
oh yeah,
Keep
instead
them
of
a
having
bit consistent.
make them consistent and preferably have photos as opposed to little drawings. It looks more professional.
I personally think with the icons, if they were developed not as photos but as professional looking icons, like look at just as an example, the icons I've got down here, like Sony Vegas, Word, like these look pretty professional, right?
Where's the
They don't
Sony
look dodgy.
Vegas?
Sony Vegas.
That doesn't look like a Sony Vegas. It looks like a blue triangle in a grey square.
It's a video editing program.
Yeah, but
Play button, video editing,
I could think of a...
better icon.
Yeah.
Well, we're not judging Sony Vegas now and their icons. But yeah, I think professionally designed icons, as long as they're, consistent with each other, even if they were all photos, that's better than having one of them random, graphics or,
So just have them all consistent, whether they choose photos, whether they choose drawings, just have them all consistent,
And ASAP, maybe an internet browser, just because that would be a great feature to
Maybe
have.
it does have an internet browser, but we just couldn't find it.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, see you next time on OS First Timer.
See ya.